G'day YouTube, my name's Lance, welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, 18 to 28, lovely clear days. Yeah, it's just a really nice time of year. Yeah, not too hot, you're not spending all day here in the shed sweating away. Yeah, it's cool evenings. Yeah, we haven't had no fires or anything yet, but yeah, you can notice it's starting to cool down overnight, and yeah, we sleep with the bedroom windows wide open, and of a morning you can just feel that sneaky breeze coming in. But look, it's just lovely. Pardon me. So far this week, I haven't done much in the shed, but I've just been busy doing jobs. And one of them is that on our camper trailer, now we have an Austrac Telegraph X camper trailer, and look, they're 30 grand new, and we offered this bloke 15 and he took it for a 4-year-old one. Pardon me. And anyway, there's a few little things playing up, and I because we're going away to Rob and Nick's wedding next Saturday, we thought we'd put it up last week and air it out, and just to have a practice run putting it up, because we actually haven't camped in it yet, and we just we've had it up and down a few times, just working with it and try and sort it all out, and just get it so when we want to put it up, we're not, oh shit, we need this or that or something like that. So we're all organised in that regard now. But the kids were here and they're in it and bouncing around and tear-assing about like kids do, and all of a sudden the fridge stopped, and I thought, what the bloody hell's going on here? So I had a look, and the little fridge circuit breaker had popped, and so I reset it and away it went. But I noticed with the circuit breaker, when you pushed it right in to reset, the fridge would stop, and yeah, it has a reset schedule. And so anyway, I pulled the power panel out and had a look and pulled the circuit breaker out, and they're these pissy little Chinese things about so square with a plastic thread, and you can turn the thread inside the thing, and I thought, oh, that's no good. So and the fridge draws it flat out when you first put it on, 7 or 8 amps in there somewhere, but once it's going and it's down to temperature, it draws 3 and 4 amps. And but they had a 10 amp circuit breaker there, and I reckon it might have tripped a few times on us, just going the full distance. So there's 5 circuit breakers there. There's a main one which is 25 amp. Then the fridge was a 10 amp, so I've upgraded that to a Taiwanese. So I've upgraded the whole lot, but we found at J-Car, we found Taiwanese circuit breakers with metal threads, and they're a little bit bigger, but there's room in behind to put them. And so we've upgraded all the circuit breakers, and hopping on the Austrac Campers Facebook page, it's a common problem. The circuit breakers are too small. And so you have a 25 amp as a main. We've upgraded the fridge one from 10 to 15. Then the next one was 10 amp, and that was for all the outlets, you know, your cigarette lighter outlets and your USBs for charging phones and all that. So we left that at 10. But the next two, all the lights and running the water pumps, it's got a front and a rear water pump. And yeah, running the water pumps, well, they were 5 amp. So we've upped them to 10 amp now, and by all accounts, the other people on the Facebook page that are talking about it, yeah, they've said once they've done that, their problems are gone. And the other thing too was that the power would come in through the main switch, then across to the fridge, and so you had to have your main switch on, and then it'd go to the next one. Then there's a switch for the fridge there. Well, if you know anything about grandkids and camping and fiddling, yeah, you know that they'd be fiddling with the switch when you weren't looking, and next thing the fridge would be out. So what I've done, I've wired it so that the main power comes into the fridge, and so the fridge is not switchable anymore. There's an Anderson plug next to the fridge. We can pop that out if we want to disconnect it. So the fridge is live all the time until we unplug it at the fridge, and then it goes it just tees off there to the main switch, and then the main goes to all the other functions. So the water tank gauges and all that sort of thing. So so hopefully we fix the fridge problem. We don't have to, because they had it coming along, going in one switch past the first circuit breaker, then jumping across, going to the next switch, then the next circuit breaker. So we've just brought it straight in off the battery, through the 15 amp circuit breaker and straight to the fridge. So trouble free, I believe. Pardon me, bit of asthma. And so we think we've got that sorted out. Yesterday, we did have it in the carport, they're all set up on the power. And one of the kids must have turned the bloody power switch off, because I'm looking at it yesterday morning thinking, Saturday might have been. Anyway, I was looking at it thinking, this bloody fridge, it's down, it's got the batteries down to 12 volts and 12.1, and that's 50% flat. And I thought, I had a look, and then, so I popped inside, because I knew the bloody thing was on. It had been on for a week. And so I popped inside and lifted the seat where the batteries and all that are, and the battery charger wasn't working. But I'm looking at that thinking, that's bloody right, eh? Just got to buy a new battery charger. But I turned out, once I started testing where the power was, they'd switched it off over on the bloody wall. And I didn't even look at that to start with, little buggers. Well, we think that's what's happened. We don't know, but it was off. And so, and it had been on all week. Like, we'd been running the fridge for a whole week just testing it. And so yesterday we folded it all up. If you remember, I put a 320 watt solar panel on the boat rack. And so we folded it up, we put it outside for the sun, and look, by 8:39 in the morning, batteries were fully charged. It's got a 40 amp red arc solar controller there feeding it in. So so it had it right on top line. So it was all on top line yesterday. I've just been out before the sun come up this morning to have a look, and with the fridge running overnight, our batteries are on 87% and 12.7 volts. So we're going pretty well with the batteries. Now the sun's up this morning, and I've put an inline ammeter on Anderson plugs between the solar and the camper, just to see what's going in. And this morning there was none going in because the sun wasn't up yet. So I'll have a look a bit later on and see. But so I think that's all set, ready to go. The wedding we're going to is at Mount Perry, which is an hour and a half west of us here. But we have a May long weekend in Queensland, so I think it's 4th, 5th and 6th, something like that. And Jude's saying, well, we haven't got anything booked that weekend, because all these weekends coming up, like we got a wedding, and the weekend after that's Freya's birthday, and it might be the one after that or something, that this other weekend. She says, we should get this camper out and go and use the bloody thing and have a camp. So what we're going to do from Mount Perry, if we keep going west for half an hour, I suppose, on dirt, we come to Mingo Crossing. That's a camp that's on the back of the Paradise Dam. And then we can go hang a left past that once we've had a look there again. We've been there, but we just want to see what the water level's like and all that. So, and then we're going to go back through Paradise Dam itself to the main camp area where the kiosk and that is, and just have a look at the campsites there and think, well, we might just go and spend a couple of nights there and camp in the camper and just have a bit of a relax and kick back and just enjoy ourselves, have a bit of a break. So we'll do that. Well, we think we're going to do that. That's if they look all right as camp areas, or else we might go somewhere else. But Jude says, well, we've got a long weekend, and the weekend after that, I think, is the Mundubra show. That's what I've got to have that baler ready for. And it's just bang, bang, bang. Weekend after weekend, we've got something on coming up. So that's how it is. So through the week, I've had a set of ramps for the side of the ute, and I'll take the video camera out shortly and we'll show you. I've had a set of ramps, and I used to have a little winch set up in one of my other utes, and you put your engines on the ramps and you can just winch them up, saves your gut busting getting them up. But the other utes weren't quite as high in the back as this ute, and so I've got those ramps out again, and you know, all those things you're goner, and you're bloody years and you haven't. The main thing the ramps have done in recent time is I've sat them out and put tractor parts on them to paint them. So anyway, that's what happened. So these ramps, you know, I've welded bits of box section onto the end of them so they can actually sit over the side of the ute, and I'm not going to put heavy engines on, but they were aluminium with bits of angle iron on the sides, and I was always worried about them being a bit light, so it's a bit of a juggle between having them light enough to cart around and too heavy, you know, too light so they bend. So yesterday I got a bit of probably 40 mil, 30 mil box, and I've put a spine under them, so just a bit of box section all the way under, so from the bend it would have to stretch that, and it just won't do that. So I welded a bit of box on. I put a couple of struts between the bits of alloy, the bits of steel angle iron, and I welded that on. So I took a photo of it and I put it on Facebook on Bundy Bear's shed and my page and that, and yeah, people are saying, oh, you buggy your engine, they're too steep, but it was just a shit photograph. If you looked at a protractor, it's a 30 degree, I reckon. It's not 45, it's about 30 degrees. So I've got them locked in now, so they can either drop into the sides for a light engine, or they can drop over the top, and that'll stop them moving. So I did that yesterday morning. Through the week I've been working on a winch bracket, and last week I bought a 3,000 pound electric winch with a remote control, and so I had to make a bracket for that, and so I've made a bracket to hook over the side rail, which, you know, I was saying the other day, the gunnel. I've actually made that bracket now, and I've got it so when the winch pulls, there's a bar across, and it pushes right on where the floor level is, so that's the strongest part, so it shouldn't be able to twist anything there really. And then where it might cantilever and pull down the bottom, not only have I got the normal alloy going across, I've got those those aircraft tie rails along, and they're alloy so thick, so that's strengthened up as well. So the foot's about so wide, so I can click it in under, then bring it over. So I've done all that. Fabricated the bracket out of bits of junk I had around the place, but look, it looks nice, and painted it with CRC primer, zinc black, so it's got a bit of zinc paint on it. I was at the bolt place, so I bought a few nice stainless steel bolts for it instead of using the stainless bolts that they supply that rust on you. So it's there. The only thing I have to do this morning is I've got a 50 amp Anderson plug coming out the back of my ute, and I don't think we'll have all that much draw on this winch, because we're only pulling light stuff up, you know, and everything's got wheels, so you know it'll roll reasonably easy. So I'm going to plug an Anderson plug. I do have some really heavy Anderson plugs, and then the wires going from the auxiliary battery on the Cruiser to the Anderson. Oh look, they're about 8 mil. They're bloody big, and yeah, we went for overkill with that, and so we've got big wires going there. I've got a big lead, and so we're just going to put an Anderson plug on the winch itself, so we haven't got a heap of leads in that with it, and we can just go clunk, pop the Anderson plug in, and there's the whole winch is powered up, and then I can use like proper lifting slings and things like that to snig engines up. So I'm hoping to give that a test today, get it wired up and test it today, and the plan is to, get that little United engine, which is the one I have in my mind for running up there, to get that out and do a test run up and down, and we'll set the camera up and we'll play with that while we're going, just to see how it works. Pardon me, I'm bloody sure it's going to be fine, but you know, I just have to test it before the day. You know, no use turning up on the day and it's no good. Then, and the idea is to get the engine out, run it up. I'm going to get that little baler out. I do have to give that a run sometime. May not get to that today. The day started off nice. But yeah, the roof on the young bloke's house in town's leaking a bit, and we haven't been able to get a roof plumber. They turn up and say, oh yeah, then bloody never see him. And so we've got a meeting with a roof plumber in there this arvo. And yeah, our brother-in-law that we've stayed with in Shoalhaven Heads, he's up here staying with Mum. And yeah, so we're going into Mum's this evening for dinner. We had dinner at our place last night, the whole crew. And yeah, into Mum's this evening. So by the time I get organised, then I've got to meet the roofing bloke in town and bugger around. It's going to be one of those days. I can just feel it coming. See how we go. The other thing that went on through the week is Ali, the daughter-in-law, she's got this Subaru WRX, and it's a 2013 model, bit of a hottie, and it's got this rattle in it. And the young bloke put the code come up about cam time and it being out, and yeah, he put a new cam thing in it, but it's got this rattle. And there's no rattle at all up to about 2,500 RPM, then she knock like a piston hitting the head. And so they took it to Swift Automotive in town here. It's just a mechanical workshop. And they dropped the oil in that out, and there's a little bit of metal in the oil. So what we think has happened is the kids, Ali, and a part of the story is I talked to the Subaru people down south and the Subaru wreckers to see what a new engine would be worth. And I mean, but they say that the bottom end's fried on it, and so they got a quote for just under $12,000 to put a new donk in this thing, and it's worth 25,000 tidied up, with a good engine in it. And but what we think's happened, and the fellow at the wreckers was saying that she's probably not checked her oil. With the WRX turbos, apparently they use oil, and you've got to check them all the time. Well, the story, we think that she just hasn't checked the oil for that long. She pulled up at the lights and some bloke was buzzing her, and so she hit her up to a bit of a trot, and the engine's been rattling ever since. So we think she's just been low on oil, and she's given her a big bougie and fried the bottom end. And so you can buy a brand new short block out of Subaru for about under $4,000. So that's what they're quoting on. And I said to Jen, I wonder, should I do that? And she says, what are you thinking? You got that much happening, you just can't take that on. I suppose so. So we've got the WRX outside there, and the kids have got no money, and we're doing up this roof, so we haven't got any money. So I've told her to go have a talk to the bank and just get a little personal loan, because they have been thinking of selling this car, and because there's mum and dad and there's 3 kids between them, so they've been looking at a bit of a family car, a little bit bigger one, but they were going to trade this car in and get a new one, or a second-hand new one, or another vehicle anyway. And but now she's got a fried motor. I've told her to go and borrow 12 grand, fix the engine up, sell it on privately with a new engine, because it's had a new diff, like probably 18 months, 2 years ago. Pardon me. It buggered the front diff, and that was $4,000. So I'm starting to think they're a heap of shit. So yeah, with a new diff, new clutch and all that they put in at the time, a new engine, and with the engine I've quoted to do the injectors, new timing belts, do the whole lot. It's 12 grand, so I've told her go and get a loan for 12,000, sell it privately, get the 24 grand, 20,000, whatever you can get for the bloody thing. Pay that loan out straight away, and there's your deposit for the next one. If I was a young family like them and there was $10,000 deposit, I would go and find a $10,000 car. I wouldn't be borrowing. I'd find a $10,000 car. I'd get back on your feet, get picked up sort of thing, and save a few bob before I went again. But young ones don't do that so much. So Ali's mum's agreed to go guarantor in a car when the time comes. So that's another bit of a hassle. I put a bit of time into the week in just checking prices of the quote that the people supplied. And look, it seems okay to buy a good used motor. But as is, you're looking at about $8,000 apparently. So the wreckers are saying that's to get it up to Bundaberg to us and all that. So we're better off having a genuine Subaru bottom end, brand new bottom end. Then they put a high flow oil pump in them. High flow oil pump's fine, but you got to have oil to pump. And do the whole thing up. So that's an expense the kids didn't need, but there's a way out of it. They can, if they borrow a bit of money and get the thing fixed and sell it and stick to the plan. Don't sell it and bloody have a little deposit, then go and get another tattoo or some bullshit. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. So that was a bit of an exercise for the week, looking at all that and trying to help out there. And I got we have no internet at home still, and not this Saturday gone, the one before, we were on to Telstra because it had been out for 3 or 4 days, and I think I was telling you last week that because they've been working on the big towers, they wouldn't book a job in for us. And so last week I mowed up the front, and I mowed the front of the paddock because it's just got the lower grass, but the back half of the paddock I've left for the moment. We've got Rhodes grass probably 4 foot high. Beautiful heads on it, so I'm just waiting for the heads to drop the seed and to dry out a bit, then I'm going to slash it. And it helps just keep the pastures good. So I was slashing the front the other day, and it was quite a breezy day, and this bloody big tower over the back with all the wireless broadband and 4G towers and all that. Here's this bloke up there, and there's this he's got like his basket in the end of this crane. Looked like a big, long, skinny arm for a cherry picker, and I reckon he would have been wobbling around. I reckon he doesn't get seasick, that bloke. But geez, it's high, eh? I don't know how high it is, but it's really high. And he was up there in the breeze and they were there for a couple of days. And because they're upgrading the system, we couldn't book a job. They said, no, it's just we're upgrading the system. And I'm telling them, no, the box on the wall's out. And they wouldn't take it. And anyway, so we've had no internet at all, and we've been trying to use our phones, and we have 1 bar of 4G a lot here at the moment. And I don't know why. It used to be better than that, but hopefully when they do this, whatever they've done to the pole here, to the tower, it gets better. But they're saying they're upgrading all the internet and all that sort of stuff. So last Saturday, the lady agreed to give us a brand new modem with 4G backup. And so Monday we got a message on the phone, we've got it, it's organised, you should have it in 2 or 3 days. Well, we haven't seen the bloody thing. Nothing going on there. And 9:30 Saturday evening, I get this message from Telstra saying, we believe there's a problem in your area. Hop on the Telstra app. If you want to get it fixed, your best bet's to hop on your Telstra app on your phone and talk to someone. And we're thinking, we're getting sick of talking to people. But anyway, so off I goes on the thing, and here I am 10:15, 10:30 Saturday evening, and they've got me switch it off, switch it on, what's the serial number, and back and forth. And I said, look, we've done all this about 3 times now. Oh, but we just got to do it again. I'm thinking, you bastards. And anyway, they worked out there's a problem. And I took a photo of the thing on the wall, and they said, yeah, but you got to switch that off and reset it and all that. And I said, there's no power there. It doesn't matter how much. And it may just be the power adapter going to the wall. I haven't bothered testing the bloody thing. And anyway, I had to wait another 5 minutes and let it reset. And I said, look, here it is. There's no power light. That's a power light. There's no power getting to it, whether it's a cord. And they said, have you changed the supply? I said, 3 emails ago I changed the supply. And the modem's working on the same thing and it lights up. So, it was just a bloody drama. So then they worked out we must have a problem. So they said, Tuesday morning, you've got to be home between 8 a.m. and 12 noon, on Tuesday morning. We don't know when we'll be there, but you've got to be home that time. And I said, oh, this is bullshit. I'm usually at work editing the video then. And I said, so we've got to have a day off work. For that, I said, I've got an RDO on Monday, which is today. I said, I've got an RDO on Monday. Is there any chance we can fit it in Monday sometime? I said, any time through the day on Monday, I'll work with you and try and do that. And I must have been talking to India or somewhere, and they said, no, we only work Monday to Friday. And I said, yeah, Monday is an RDO, rostered day, RDO. I didn't say rostered day, I just said RDO. Any chance we can do it then? And they said, no, we only work Monday to Friday and you've got to be home for 4 hours. So I said, so because you've got a shit system, we might have to lose a day's pay. Oh, that's not their worry. And so I was arguing about it, and then they said, anyway, that gap you got for Tuesday, it's gone now because you hesitated. You've got to be home Wednesday morning now. And I said, oh, this is bullshit. So anyway, I think Judy might stay home for a few hours in the morning. I don't know. So yeah, we got the NBN people finally coming. It'll be 2.5, nearly 3 weeks. And I said, well, you know, we're paying for this service and we're not getting it. And they said, oh, we can give you some extra mobile data. Give me your phone number and I'll put some mobile data on it for you. And we hadn't asked before, but I was getting the shits. And I said, yeah, all right, here's my phone number. So they come back and says, that's a business phone. And I said, yeah. And they said, oh, we can't do that. And I said, well, why can't you do that? Because, oh, that's a business phone and this is a private number at home here, so we can't put data onto that phone to help you out here. And I said, well, I'm using that phone to keep going here because your system's shit. And they said, no, it doesn't matter. And they said, so anyway, once we've got the system up and running again, we'll have a look at your account and we might give you a credit for the days that the internet wasn't on or something. So anyway, so who knows? It's been a right pain in the arse. We like to watch YouTube of an evening and we're back to bloody video buffering, and you watch a few minutes and load, buffer. Like in Australia, it's just bullshit. I was nearly thinking of just telling them to blow it out their bum. And like it cost us, I think it cost us $100 a month, something like that. And our maximum upload speed, download speed 17 megs and ups 3 or 4. And so I can't load a video here at home. It takes hours, like half a day, to just do a stew and upload it, but I can take it to work and it's way quicker. So anyway, we'll see, and if this doesn't work, I'm hoping this week the modem turns up and yeah, away we go from there. The other thing that went on through the week is the Tyro, the people that look after our FPOS, they got onto us and they said, oh, you need a new machine, you know, FPOS machine, because in Australia they're shutting down the 3G network. And camera just timed out for some reason. Yeah, so in Australia they're shutting down the 3G network, and on the FPOS machine we had, it had a SIM in it, so if the internet went down, it didn't, if the network went down, it would do an FPOS transaction over the 3G network. But look at the sun coming in. But the 3G network, Telstra's shutting the 3G phone network down. And so anyway, we've agreed to have this new machine. So we're getting this new machine, touchpad bloody thing, and it's got a 4G card in it. So if the internet goes down and we're in the middle of a transaction, the 4G looks after it, and away we go. So, but anyway, they said, oh, you need to put your charges, your card charges, and charge your customers for it. And we've always been against that, and we say, no, look, she's right, we don't want to do that. And anyway, they sort of said, well, you know, have a look, here's the statements of your bank charges, and we'll have a look and see. So we had a look at them, and last year, the last few months, they were only $300 a month that we got charged for people buying stuff off us. Well, they're up over $800 a month now, and they're plus GST. So we had to talk to the accountant about it, and so we've got to start charging it. Just taking credit card over the phone and just using cards in general, doesn't matter what sort. Our business was missing, it was costing us around $10,500 a year just with every transaction. So this is a bloody government, and because it's a service, no wonder the governments are pushing it, because it's a service, the government gets 10% of that as a goods and services tax. So even if you buy your veggies, fruit and veggies, and in Australia you don't have GST on fruit and veggies, if you buy your fruit and veggies, you don't pay GST on whole food sort of thing. But if you pay by card, well, the government gets 10% of the card fee. So now and that's not including the website. Like, that's different again. So the fees, like our fees, by the time, if you buy stuff through the website, it goes through eWay. Now, eWay is a clearing house. It's the same. We get charged the fees. And that's fine, we've left it at that. If you buy something through the website on PayPal, we get the fees. We have to pay the fees for the sale, and that's still the same. But if you buy something, ring up and pay by card, you're going to get the fees at the moment. So what we're offering, the government offers, you're not allowed to profit off it. You're allowed to cover expenses, but no way do we cover expenses even doing that. But yeah, look, by the time it's 10.5, look, we're probably paying $1,500 a month, I suppose, credit card fees. We turn over a lot, but by the time you have eWay, PayPal fees, and then the credit card fees, so we're offering every invoice we have direct deposit. Direct deposit is the way to go to get out of this card fee bullshit, or cash. So we take cash and every invoice. So if you buy something through us, you want something through us, you ring Ross and them, just ask them to send a invoice so you can direct deposit it and there's no fees. Because it was just getting that much that we just had to put it on, and the government's pushing it that way, and they're saying the fees will stay the same, and everyone's saying, wait till everyone's got to do that and there's no cash, they're going to put the fees up. Well, for our business, our fees have nearly doubled. The 3 months before Christmas to the 3 months after Christmas, the fees have doubled. Business has been a little bit better, but not to that extent. Pardon me. Oh, unreal. Okay, so anyway, that's what's happening in at the shop. So we're setting that up. The machine was supposed to be here last week, so I may get a call today if the machine turns up. We have to get that one, get it hooked up, get it integrated with our point of sale system, and pack up our old card terminal and send it back. And might have the modem today, who knows? But anyway, we'll see how we go. But also, if I'm going into town on the camper, because of my dicky knees, and we're using, we're going to have a couple of push bike racks that we've bought on it. Where I'd like to put them on top of the fridge box where they're nice and low to get down. It's only thin alloy there, so I'm going to go into the alloy and stainless place and probably get a bit of 75 by, let's say 10 flat, and run flat across. Then there's a beam in the middle, there's a wall in the middle, and so you've got a back wall, centre wall, front wall, and so I'm going to run a piece of thick alloy for the brackets to go on, just to support the roof, so we're not just putting these things on this, the aluminium, it's bloody thin on the top of that fridge box there. So we're going to do that, get the bikes up there, and so they're nice and easy to get on and off, and we can just strap them on. Then when we get to a camp, if I've got the amenities are a fair bit away or something like that, I can jump on my treadly and away we go, and we'll go for a lap. So, bloody asthma this morning. And I get that after I've been slashing the paddock sometimes, get it worse. So that's about it for today. No tractor work that I'm aware of. I haven't started on the club pumps or anything like that. The club got given a master built cane loader on a David Brown Implomatic tractor, and look, it's a really in good nick, but they want it serviced and washed. So I said, well, if they can get it here, I'll do that for them. You know, pressure clean it and change the oils and all that. And I thought that'd be an interesting thing to show you. Yeah, and we'll have to check hoses and things like that because they will be lifting stuff around with it. Yeah, we'll just see how that goes. I don't know when it's coming. Don't know what's happening with it. I haven't heard. I've offered to do it. The president, Noel Nevy, rang and he said, oh, that's good. I'll see what I can organise, but I haven't heard anything else. So, but yeah, just pressure clean and get the bonnet off and pressure clean it. And he said, oh, we just need to pressure clean this thing. And I said, oh, well, we bring it out. I've got my pressure cleaner and we're allowed to do it out the back there. And then he said, oh, we'll have to get the bonnet off. And I think the radiator's leaking and it needs a service. And I'm thinking, holy shit. You open the gate this much and she gets slammed open. So anyway, we'll worry about that when it comes. So, but look, that's it. I'll give you a look at my little winch bracket and the ramps. And later in the day, if I get a chance, I want to run an engine up and try it all out, just to show you how it's working. I want to get the baler out and give that a run. Maybe, well, probably next weekend we won't have time, but maybe the weekend after Freya's birthday weekend, I might have time. Because yeah, I want to give it a run and make sure, like, there's hay in it, and I want to make sure that it's not rusted in. Something's gone dicky on it. So we do need to give it a run at home before we take it out anywhere and embarrass ourselves. And yeah, I'm sort of looking forward to that. I haven't had it out for years, so we'll see. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. Thanks again for dropping by. Hang out for a couple of videos, and yeah, look, we'll catch you all next week, eh? See ya. Okay, we're out the front here now. Now there's that's the ramps. I think that angle's pretty good. I took a photo. Yeah, the traffic this morning, the wind, the breeze must be coming over from the highway. Yeah, I put a photo on Facebook and everyone was rattling me chain about it, saying, oh, that's too steep. Yeah, but anyway, look, that's fine. Run a little engine up that. I've put a little square there and it fits in the side here, or with the side off it sits over the top there and stops it from moving. And if I give him a lift up, you can see where I've welded that bar in there. So look, that's just a bit of a safety thing. We did bend one time, but we had a tractor wheel on it, so that should be all right. So, and you can see where I was painting yellow on it. That's a push bike bracket we're going to put on the camper. Yeah, it'll go on top of the fridge box, but it's got a little lever here that you can pull this down. Hang on a sec. There you go, then it lays flat so your bed can come down over top of it, sort of thing. So yeah, that'll be alright. And then here's the winch bracket. So it comes down under, it hooks in under the side rail here. It sits a bit higher really, and this pushes, there's a round piece in there, and that pushes, and it's £3,000. Its actual working position is just up a bit higher. I'm thinking of popping a little bit of wood under there just to hold it higher. But yeah, look, that's it for what it's worth. These wires here, all that bit, I'm going to cut them off about here somewhere and pop an Anderson plug on, and so we can just use an Anderson plug to put the power there. But yeah, look, the little engines that'll go on the back here, look, that'll be fine. It's a X-Bull £3,000, and look, the bloody thing's only like $120 or something like that with a remote control. So with the remote control, the idea is that I can come around over the other side here and I can just make sure things are going right, guide it, things like that as it comes up. But yeah, look, that angle, I'm happy with it. It's going to be fine, I'm sure. So there you go. Oh, around the corner. Yeah, paddock's looking lovely. Round the corner, here's a little Subaru WRX. It's going to have a new motor in it if anyone wants one. She's a bit of a hottie. Yeah, it needs a bit of a tidy up. I'll try and get my shadow out of that. But yeah, she's well, it starts and runs like when you idle it and that, and Tim, you can still drive it. You keep your revs under 2,500 and you wouldn't know there's anything wrong. But yeah, when you give them a bit of a, well, over 2,500, it just gets this knock where, yeah, it sounds like the piston's just getting pushed that little bit further and hitting the head, I reckon. So it's not getting driven. We're just going to sort it out. Well, it's up to them now to sort it out, but it's just out here, out of the way. I can shift it when I need to do the mowing, and yeah, bloody old Subarus. But yeah, I think it's a 2013 Impreza, and it's got around 130,000 clicks on the clock. And yeah, when we look on cars.com and drive.com, they're pulling over 20 grand. So yeah, 20 to 25 sort of thing. It's got these big exhausts coming out the back of it. Like, it's had a bit of work done before Ellie got it. And yeah, it's got the big pipes out each side and things like that. So look at this, you can even do your ironing or sit your macas on there while you're standing there yarning. I think that's what they're for, those bits at the back. Not sure. See you. Look at this, I've got the new seat on the forklift. Oh, won't that be lovely? I'm still the sort of canopy, but these rubbers down here, they're actually, I think, I'm not sure if you can see that, they're from Massey Ferguson 188 fuel tank. So had to have a bit of tractor part in there somewhere. Should be twice as good now. Okay, look at this. So we have a remote control, and it just works like a remote control does. And I've put a little bit of split poly pipe over the edge there to stop the stop it fraying the rope, so to speak. And then round here, this hardly even moves. And that's without the ute running. I've got a big, this is the Anderson cable I made up this morning. It fits all around the tray. So look, I think that's job done. When we take the little baler and at places, this and the 3 horsepower M would probably be the heaviest engine we're ever likely to use on it. So I believe this is a good test. I like pulling them up backwards so I can steer with these front wheels a little bit, just to try and keep it a bit straight. But yeah, look, all in all, that's a goer. Seems to be a good thing. I've still got all the crimping gear and all on the back of the ute, and the solar panel to take up to the camper, and always a mess in the ute, especially when you're doing stuff. So there you go, job done, I think.